Good morning. So I was supposed to be out here a lot earlier, but you know, sleep. And I wanted to do the garlic planting today. Earlier in the year, I was hoping to go ahead and plant these out by maybe the latest second week of October. It's now the same time that I planted it last year, so there's that. But apart from the garlics that I had from what I harvested, so for every variety that I harvested, I just kept like the largest bulbs. This one is the German extra hardy. Let's see. Okay, I was worried that something had happened to it, but it's like a nice big bulb. Let me see. Here's another one. This is a German extra hardy as well, but this is from Hudson Valley seeds, and this is actually first year. So I definitely would recommend getting your seed garlic from Hudson Valley. I have a new company that I'm trying out, as I told you guys. So this is the package from Mad Rivers. What is it? Mad River Garlic Growers. So I am trying them out this year. I am supposed to have half a pound of the Kettle River, the Redneck Wild, Georgian Fire, and Metici. I'm supposed to have a half a pound of that. So they actually ship out your garlic based on region. So wherever you are, they have a date that they ship it out for you guys. I actually received this October 5th, if I'm remembering correctly. And oops, please open and inspect the product upon delivery. Notify us within 10 days of delivery of any issues needing address. So I should have probably opened it, but like I said, I was doing so much at that point. So they give you like a nice brochure. I showed you blank, but so they have preparing the soil, and I'm just going to give you a little overview. So it says garlic prefers a pH in the range of 6.2 and 7. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I don't know the pH of anything out there. A lower reading means that your soil is too acidic. Apply a little lime to raise the pH back to optimum levels. You want to add compost to your soil, making a good growing environment, which I normally do. Prepare your soil to a depth of approximately 12 inches. Garlic likes loamy soil. To encourage your fall planted garlic to send out roots, we add a feeding of nitrogen at planting and again in the spring. So same thing I do. We farm organically and use composted chicken manure or blood/bone meal. It says you want to plant them 6 to 8 inches apart and 2 to 3 inches deep. So I like to say double the length of your actual clove. So yeah, 2 to 3 inches. And yeah, mulch your garlic with straw. Yeah, so they give you a lot of tips here: fertilizing, to scape or not to scape, when to harvest, drying, cleaning, and storage. So I'll be keeping this here. Oh, look! It's already in brown paper bags, so it matches these. Oh, this is perfect. So this is the Kettle River. Open this one up. Oh, I'm ripping it. I'm ripping it. I got too excited. Oh, I ripped it. I got way too excited. Okay. So you know what? I wish they actually just taped here and then folded it and then wrote the name, because as I remove the tape, it took off part of the name, and then because it was so close to the bottom part, it ripped the bottom. So if you're watching, which you're probably not, that's what I would recommend. And this is the garlic. So pretty big. Looks like it has about 7 or 8 cloves. So I received 3 of them in here. These are huge. So we have the Kettle River here. Then we have the Russian Red. I'm gonna be a little bit more careful with this one. Yeah, it just keeps ripping the bottom part, which is a little frustrating, but I have more brown paper bags. So this is just 2 of them. 2 of them gave you the ½ pound. Wait, which one is this? Russian Red. Did I buy Russian Red? I don't see that on my list. Wait, hold on. So let me check off the kettle. Maybe I'm not remembering something. Then we have the Georgian Fire. So this one was taped a little bit better. It wasn't like directly on the bottom. So I was able to release that without any issues. So the Georgian Fire, this is a ½ pound, and I have 3 large garlics. Look at that. Look at how it curves at the top. It's so cute. These are huge. I'm really excited for the Georgian Fire because they could get pretty big. And one thing that I like about garlic is when they're big and you don't have to mess around with trying to peel those smaller ones. So that was the Georgian Fire. And then we have the Metici. We have 3 to make a ½ pound, and I love the purple striping within there. You could, I don't know if you could kind of see that, but really excited for that. Then we have the Calamath, which is the Redneck Wild. I think I'm remembering like something about it being blue, or I don't know. I think the greenery, the stalks, the foliage part, I think they are supposed to be blue. So it looks like this. I got a pound of this, which is 6 garlic heads. So all of these I mainly picked because they are large varieties. And I did the Leningrad. Oh, I don't know where I'm gonna plant all these garlics. Wait. Okay, this is the Leningrad, ½ pound. Look how big. How big this is. Isn't that insane? So ½ pound, just get these 2 large, and looks like it has maybe 4 or 5 cloves per head. This one looks like it has 7 cloves. Massive. And then they also send this little mesh bag. Let me see what I ordered. Yeah, I guess I did order those. Okay, so I had a little plan in my notebook as to where I am planning to plant everything. It's empty, but it has a big patch of chives, garlic chives, that I'm thinking to dig out and just place in a pot. Behind that, we have, this bed is open, so it'll have the Kettle River, it'll have the Spice World garlic. Then in the middle, we're gonna have the Romanian red, and that's actually filled right now with broccoli. Excuse my handwriting, I'm trying to like write on the slant. And then this bed had the onions, but it looks like squirrels or something was messing around in this bed. So I'm actually gonna just pull those out and probably plop it in a green stalk. And instead I'm gonna put the Georgian fire and the Metici. So I do probably need to use the bed that I had the peppers in, and possibly the other bed on the other side. Not sure. So with that said, I think we're just going to get started. I probably won't end up planting all the garlics out with you guys. I'll probably just maybe do a bed or so, and then, you know, show you guys the end result of everything later, because I'm gonna have to do this all throughout the day and the sun is gonna be out and all that stuff. So let's see, which one should we plant? Let's do the Calamath. So I know on the pamphlet they said that the garlic likes loamy soil. But what I found with my soil, like you guys know, I mainly plant in clay soil. So I'll mix, you know, compost, other organic matter with my soil itself. So my soil is still majority like clay soil. And I have the bed that's the octagon, where I have the wood around it. That bed that I just took sweet potatoes from, that's mostly just compost and yeah, it's just compost and some topsoil. So it's like very, very loomy. And because I've been planting like ground crops in there, like the sweet potatoes, things that dig down deep, and they, you know, kind of aerate the soil because they're like pushing out and growing things. I found that this year my elephant garlics did not grow as well because they were sinking too far down in the soil. So they weren't able to stay high enough where in the time that they have, they're able to push out their green part, or what's it called? Put out their, gosh, you know, the green part of the garlic. They were too far down in the soil because it was so loomy. So I would say, like, yes, you know, they like loomy soil, but if it's just really, really aerated and it's a place that you normally grow like big root vegetables, I would not grow the garlic there because it's going to just sink down, versus the soil that I have mixed with the clay soil. What's good about the clay soil is it kind of holds on to those root system a little bit more. So once they're in place, they're firmly in place, but it's still a little bit aerated where they're able to expand and grow nice and big. So I actually am not going to be planting any of my garlic in that middle bed anymore because it's just a little bit too loomy and the garlics are sinking too far down. So this was a volunteer celosia. So pretty. You know what? maybe I could work around her for now. So what we're gonna do now is just clean out this bed, remove all these nasturtiums, these cloches that I was trying to save my watermelons underneath. It didn't work out as well. Yeah, just give this bed a nice cleanup, and then we're going to add back some nice organic matter back into the soil. So I should also mention that I remember when I did the garlics last year, I realized that the ones over in this bed to the left, it was a tad bit larger, and I had accounted that to growing peanuts in that bed during the summer months. So this year I actually went ahead and planted some peanuts to just help aerate the soil. So that's what I'm also pulling up here. Of course they were, oh, see? Of course they were chewed up by, you know, all the pests, but the plant actually going ahead and pushing out those peanuts is what's going to create those nice pockets and allow the garlic to expand it as much as it possibly can. So if you have, you know, dense soil like that, you can grow things, especially like radishes are good cheap seeds to get that you can grow. They're quick, and you can get your soil nicely aerated using those. So while I am getting the beds ready to plant and actually separating the cloves, I wanted to go through your different garlic options. So the main ones are Softneck and Hardneck garlic. So you'll find that the main difference between those two is the stem. So the stem of a hardneck garlic is hard. You won't be able to, I don't know if you guys ever see when people harvest their garlic, they'll wait until it dries down and then they'll braid it. So that's something that you could do with a softneck garlic. The hardneck garlic, that stem is really hard. You're not able to manipulate it. because inside of the hardneck, they grow what's called a skate. So in my other garlic video, you'll see me harvesting the skate, which is kind of like a little bonus treat that the garlic plants gives you while you are waiting for the bulbs to actually mature. So that's the two main difference. If you're in a warmer climate, you'll actually want to grow a softneck garlic, and the colder climates, you'll want to grow the hardneck garlic. If you are in a warmer climate, you would want to do what you would need to do with tulips, which is kind of give it a cold period. So you'll have to have it in the fridge for, oh, I just pierced this one. You'll have to have it in the fridge for, I'm not sure how long, but it'll need that period of coldness in order to actually bulb up for you. So for my climate, I feel like I'm in between both being cold and kind of warm in zone 7. So I actually grow both hardneck and softneck variety of garlic, but I tend to stay more towards the hardneck because you'll find that they'll have larger bulbs. It won't be as many cloves to the bulbs, but the cloves are also larger. So for someone like me that doesn't like to peel garlic as much, that's what I tend to gravitate to. So right now I am separating the cloves for the Calamath garlic. I'm really excited about this one because the stems for this is actually like a bluish tinge. So I think that will be really pretty. So I'm planting this in the middle bed of the garden. What else? You can go ahead and take your cloves and have them standing up in a little bit of water to kind of pre-sprout them. I don't do that. I just, as soon as I'm ready to put them in the ground, I'll separate the cloves and just drop them right in. No issues at all. You want to make sure that you are giving your garlic some type of fertilizer, whether it's compost or some organic granular fertilizer. You'd want something that has a high percentage of phosphorus. So that's the P in the NPK. So something like bone meal will be really good for growing garlic. But I have over the past 2 seasons just grown garlic with your general granular fertilizer as well as cow manure. And this year I'm using chicken manure. So you just want to make sure that you're adding that to your planting area. And I also fertilize them again in the spring. So right when they are shooting up from the garden bed, I like to add just another general fertilizer on top of that. Other times I will, if I don't do like a broad fertilizing, I will go ahead and just whatever hole that I dig for the garlic, I will add a little fertilizer in there and then put the garlic. But I do believe that, yeah, it works for preserving your fertilizer, like not using as much. But I think takes a little bit longer to break down, because then, you know, you have the garlic kind of blocking the water and all of that from getting to the fertilizer to kind of, you know, activate it a bit. I guess the microbes in the soil does that, but I prefer just doing like a wide spread of the fertilizer, watering that in, and then putting my garlic in. But personal preference, I think you're good either way. And yeah, it's not a difficult plant to grow, but it's very beneficial. I find that, you know, when I'm sick or anything like that, garlic is like the first thing that I you know, jump to kind of making like a tea out of to help with that. And I use it a lot in my dishes. So because I do that, I want to make sure that I do have something organic. And literally, once you do most of the work, which is just kind of prepping the bed, adding the fertilizer and planting it in the fall, sometimes I even forget to add additional fertilizer in the spring, you will still get a harvest. It's kind of like once you do that work in the beginning, you just can set it and forget it, really, and you'll get some garlic in the springtime. Well, for me, in the summertime, because my harvest is usually end of June, early July. But yeah, there's really no reason for you guys not to grow some garlic. What I would suggest, and I know a lot of people say it's not good to grow your garlic from the store-bought, but I have had a lot of success with growing garlic from, I go to BJ's and I get the Spice World organic garlic, and I find that that's been really good to me every year that I've planted that garlic. So I'll save cloves from the previous season and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So that one I could 100% say, you know, if you are just trying it out for the first time, you could go ahead and grab a pack of those and go ahead and plant those. I've never had any problem. I know they say when you get things from the store, sometimes they spray something on it that inhibits it from growing, or you could introduce, you know, bad pests to your soil. I don't know, maybe just do like an isolated, maybe a grow bag or something, and go ahead and plant you some garlic. I recommend, if you then move from that level, I recommend Hudson Valley Seeds to get organic garlic seeds to plant. I also recommend Southern Exposure Seed Exchange, and I have been really, I'm just now trying garlic growers, I'll put the name below, but I'm just now trying this company, and the seed that they sent me are really large. Like, look at this one. I think this is a double, but it doesn't seem to have, let me show you another one. Okay, here's a nice big clove. And granted, I did pick garlic cloves, garlic varieties that are supposed to have big cloves, but I've done that with another company, and the garlic cloves were relatively small. If you are going to be continuously growing garlics and you do not want to continue purchasing the garlic from a grower, which I like to just not do that because then you're able to save money in that area, I would recommend that you just be mindful of the variety and kind of keep them separate. That way, when you are taking them at the end of the season, you've already kept them separate enough to know that when you plant them again, you have that same variety. And if you want to then share it afterwards, just keep it separate. If you don't care about that, then obviously don't worry about that. But I like to make sure that I'm keeping the different varieties, because when I do use them, I like to make sure that I am taking time to really taste them to figure out which ones that I really like. So that is just my recommendation to you. So there are ones like this, that's sort of a double, but it can't technically be separated. So I'm just going to go ahead and cook this one up. And then I just made my husband made for me just a quick DIY dibbler. So what am I doing? So this is just a dowel that we cut, And then he used a, oh my gosh, he used a box cutter to kind of made somewhat of a pointy end. And from here to right here is about 3 inches. And I kind of want to go up to 4 inches for the depth. Rule of thumb for my garlics, I normally go twice the length. So as you can see, twice the length of this is just a little bit over 3 inches. So that's what I'm aiming for. So you want to place it in the hole just like this. Hold on. Just like this. So that's going to be it for this video, you guys. I think I'm actually going to just take it bed by bed for the next few days just to complete all the plantings that I need to do. But if you guys haven't planted any garlic as yet, it's not too late. Even a week before your last frost is fine. You just want to make sure that the ground is workable and your garlic has maybe a week or so to kind of get their roots and bearings going. One thing you didn't see me do in this video is go ahead and top the beds up with straw. This helps to suppress the weeds, but this also gives them some kind of protection against the colder months when they're growing, just to give them a little bit more warmth during those months. So I am going to top the beds up with the straw that I got last year during this time from the library. So that's the only thing that you haven't seen in this video, but everything else is pretty much covered. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.